There we go. So yesterday we kind of talked about text structure. How did the author organize the story or the paragraph? Cause and effect, compare and contrast, those kinds of things. Today we're going to focus on the text features. So meaning like a diagram, a pronunciation guide, photographs, graphs, maps, charts. And then over here, some that we see often are going to be the bold print, italics words, or underlined words. But we also see a lot of titles and subtitles, or headings and subheadings. And what we in the 4th grade have to understand is we have that so that we better understand the story we're reading. Not that they just give it to me because it's for fun. And not that I need to know that this is a heading, but I need to know the meaning of that heading. I need to know why that photograph is there. I need to know why that chart is included with that paragraph. And so when we're reading nonfiction, it's very important that we're always looking at those extra details because they help me understand each part of the story better. So I want to show you some questions that you might see if you were on the test. So it says here that you must be able to recognize characteristics and structures of informational text, including features such as pronunciation guides and diagrams to support understanding. So some things that we might see would be like, which part of this selection can the reader find information about the patterns of frog songs? Which section explains blah? Which section blank? In which section would the reader find information about blank? Which section describes the way bats can help people? And where can we find about the history of marbles? So what they do with what we're seeing is every single year since 2014, the way they ask that question is you have to know, look at the heading or the subheading or the title and go, okay, which section of my story talks about this information? So then you would go back to the story and either look at the subtitle or the heading. If you annotated while you were reading, you're already probably going to have that information written down. So really understand that the text, the headings and the subheadings, they give me information about what we are reading. They give me information about what is that section is about. And I want to show you an example of that. Hold tight. Okay, so if we were going to look at this nonfiction story here, we have the title, we have a picture of the kids playing, and it says marbles through time. So I know that this whole section is going to be about marbles during a certain time period. Then we have another heading, marble games. So that section is probably going to be all about marbles and games. And then that was it. So it is, it's important that you're paying attention to the subtitles and these headings because it appears that there's going to be a question or two about where can I find information about blank. And you're going to have to look in the sections and decide where would that information be. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is it is a question that would be similar to this question number 11. Which sentence in the selection is best supported by the photographs between paragraphs 9 and 10? So they're not necessarily saying like, what are they doing in the picture? But you have to know what they're doing to pick out a sentence that explains what they're doing. And so I would have to go back and look at the photographs and go, okay, this is what is happening. Let me read the caption here, make a little inference about what is happening, and then decide, okay, which one of these matches those pictures. And then down here, I know I'm scrolling really fast. I hope you don't get sick. There's also another kind of question, which fact in the selection is best supported by the last photograph? So they're not necessarily asking us what's happening in the picture, but they're asking us to find text evidence that supports that picture. So I'm looking in the story and going, okay, in this story, which one of these matches what is happening in the picture? So it's not necessarily us just looking and going, oh, this is what they're doing, but taking text from the story and matching it with that photograph, so that we understand what is happening in the picture.